I spoke at the Brisbane Vegan Expo recently and I was proud to endorse the Plant-Based Treaty, a global campaign calling for urgent action to shift towards a just and plant-based food system that would enable us to live safely within our planetary boundaries and reforest the earth. The treaty is modelled on the Paris Climate Agreement, but with a focus on food. My apologies there. It's just disappeared. It calls for an end to the expansion of animal agriculture, a transition to sustainable plant-based diets and the reforestation of our planet. Their theory of change is to create bottom-up pressure on governments to negotiate a global plant-based treaty by getting endorsements from millions of individuals, including celebrities, scientists and politicians, tens of thousands of groups and businesses and hundreds of cities. They are off to a good start and I'm in good company. To date, 49 cities have endorsed the treaty, along with 1,685 organisations, 2,600 businesses and over 240,000 individuals across the world. Their mission is the treaty would put food systems at the heart of combating the climate crisis, aiming to halt the widespread degradation of critical ecosystems caused by animal agriculture, to promote a shift to more healthy, sustainable, plant-based diets and to actively reverse damage done to planetary functions, ecosystems, services and biodiversity. President, we cannot ignore the health and environmental evidence. We have our very own parliamentary report at our fingertips called New Bite. How alternative proteins could improve dietary and planetary health, developed by the Education and Health Standing Committee last year. I would like to share a quote from this report. It warns us that overconsumption of animal-sourced proteins was shown to have a negative effect on human health and to contribute to environmental degradation and climate change. Preventative health isn't just a trend, it's a smart, long-term investment that improves quality of life and longevity. It reduces healthcare costs, eases pressure on the system and promotes equity by tackling health issues before they escalate. This shift in dietary patterns could significantly reduce global land use for agriculture by reducing the amount of land required for grazing and growing crops. Alongside the benefits to human health, the adoption of plant-based diets could translate into savings billions in healthcare costs as excessive meat consumption places a burden on healthcare systems. Let's be clear, our diets have consequences and the numbers don't lie. According to the Australian Burden of Disease study of 2018, eating too much red and processed meat is linked to some of our biggest killers: bowel cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease and stroke. These aren't just rare conditions, they're the ones filling our hospitals, driving up medication use and stretching our healthcare systems to its limits. And it doesn't stop there. Chronic illness means more specialist appointments, more diagnostic testing, and more people unable to work because they're simply too unwell. It's not just a personal health issue, it's a system-wide burden. If we want to ease that pressure, we need to start with what's on our plates. Now imagine this, WA not just keeping pace with global sustainability efforts, but leading the way. We have the tools, the talent, the tenacity to reshape our food systems for the better. It could start with supporting innovation, subsidies for producers of plant-based and alternative proteins. These aren't just fringe ideas anymore, they're the future of food. We can empower local farmers and entrepreneurs to be part of that shift. We need transparency. Mandatory sustainability labels on meat products would help consumers make informed choices, not just about health, but about the planet. We also need to change the conversation. Public health campaigns that address the risks of excessive red and processed meat consumption can help shift cultural norms and reduce chronic disease. What about our institutions, schools and hospitals? What if plant-based meals were the default and meat became an opt-in choice? That simple flip could dramatically reduce meat-heavy menus while still respecting personal choice. Finally, let's be honest about the environmental cost. Introducing carbon pricing or environmental taxes on high-impact meat products sends a clear signal that sustainability matters. This isn't just about diet, it's about biodiversity, climate and the future of our ecosystems. Shifting toward plant-based eating helps halt the expansion of animal agriculture, which is one of the leading drivers of deforestation, species extinction, climate change and pollution. WA has a chance to be bold, to be visionary, to be the state that didn't wait for change but actually made it happen. I invite you to look further into the Plant-Based Treaty and read their action report. The Plant-Based Treaty, Eat Plants, Plant Trees. Thank you.